The theme in this house kind of came from the photographs that they've been taking on all of their travels and all these amazing trips that they took while they were dating and engaged and now married. So this was at the Maldives, and just really amazing, stunning shots. And I loved how they felt kind of beachy and soothing without looking kind of cheesy beachy. So we kind of brought in some things that tied in the neutral color palette in the room and then framed them in acrylic so that they wouldn't just kind of take over as you walked in. So when you come into the master up the main staircase, you're able to see them, and it just kind of creates a really beautiful start to the entire room. Even though this house has a ton of color and bold pattern downstairs in the main living spaces, we thought it would be really great to keep the bedroom super neutral, just really soothing, kind of feel like a high-end hotel. And the first thing that we found for this room was this acrylic bed from Bernhard, and it is absolutely stunning. And it works great for masculine and feminine. It doesn't really look too girly. And then of course, layering really neutral pillows and kind of playing off of this marbleized fabric for the headboard. So we've kind of mixed a little bit of texture and pattern in here to try to keep the neutral part of the room just really soothing and calm. Leather nightstands, which are really great. They have a nail head detail. And then of course, I really love to kind of bring in a little glitz and glam, like these quartz lamps, which are absolutely amazing. And I think they just add a great little wow factor. It's like having your special little earrings on with your favorite basic outfit. This room has just got the most spectacular light, and I love the really large open vanity and how the wood kind of warms up the room without taking over. So you have a his and her vanity and a really beautiful soaker tub. And so one thing I love to do around bathtubs like this is to give them a spot to keep all of their fun bubbles and bath salts, so it's easy to reach when you're hanging out. I am obsessed with the mural in this nursery. We found it online and really loved a lot of the elements about it, but wanted it to kind of be a little bit more tailored to the room. So we decided to have them create something custom. So we had them add pairs of animals so that it looks a little bit more like it does in the safari in nature. And I love the little butterflies and the monkeys climbing trees and a little bit of greenery. So it really did take this room and open it up. So I think it was just such a great thing to just really set the tone for the safari theme without being too baby, too adult, scary animal. And then we just brought in, of course, one of my favorite design elements, acrylic. So we have a little bit of acrylic here on the front of the crib and of course the leaning bookshelf, but this is just gonna be an absolute darling nursery. I can't wait to see it finished. We're waiting on a few pieces to be delivered. And the biggest is gonna be the mobile, and it's a custom size as well. It's gonna be a really large diameter and hang, and it's gonna have handmade little safari elephants and tigers and giraffes. It's gonna be precious. And something that you wanna always think about in a nursery, I'm gonna sit in this chair because it's so comfortable. Love it. Nursery chairs don't have to be basic and frumpy. We used a really beautiful kind of modern profile that's comfortable for the arm. But this is a performance fabric from Perennials, so it'll hold up really well to any spills and soiling that may and will happen in the nursery. I feel like we were trying to go for a nursery that didn't feel completely baby, and it also didn't feel like it was trying too hard to be really cool in the aesthetic. This house is a great combination of the two of them. I worked with him previously to do his bachelor pad, and when they purchased this house together, I was really excited because we were able to reuse quite a bit of the furniture and recover a lot of things. This living room is a great example of that. We had a few of these pieces that we just reupholstered. So I am really happy with the way this turned out. Everything feels really modern, but casual and comfortable, and they entertain quite a bit. And so this space is really great, how the living area connects over to the kitchen, small dining, and then of course the outdoor space, which is absolutely amazing. Breakfast nooks are the best way to take advantage of an awkward corner space. And this house, we were fortunate when they purchased it, already had these really great wood built-ins that were stained and in the same veneer as all the kitchen cabinetry. So we took full advantage of that and loaded it up with plenty of seating and a really great modern tulip table and fun mustard chairs and of course pillows, because you've got to have pillows. And of course every great little corner eating spot needs to have an amazing light fixture. And since we have great natural light in the corner, we didn't really need to have anything that provided a ton of light. So at night it's a really soft glow instead of being a really big glare with one light bulb that gets in your eye. So we got this piece from Emporium Home, which is based out of Little Rock, Arkansas, and I love her style and design, and the little quartz tips with the LED light bulbs are just absolutely cool, and it just makes the space come together. And then of course we again added photography that they have from their collection, and we framed it in acrylic to kind of keep it from taking over what's going on here in the space and to make it still feel kind of bright and open, and then use the really great little brass feet to kind of get it off the wall. And I like that it has just really subtle color and it ties in with everything between all of the rooms. So a big trend now in a lot of homes, and some people, they either love it or hate it, it's this grand open floor plan with no walls. But it works great in here because if you're entertaining a lot of people, you can kind of mill around easily, and people can socialize at the kitchen bar or at the great nook or in the living room. And this house is really special because it has a really lovely, great glass wall that opens to a covered patio, which opens up as living space. So when we designed that area, we really tried to keep in mind, we want this to kind of feel like an extension of the living room. It also has its own great little gas fireplace and a huge TV. And then in the summer, it's a great place to kind of sit and hang out if you're chilling at the pool and getting a tan. So I just love that this house is just so bright and open, and that everything kind of plays off of each other, and the spaces just work when you're having family or friends over, and it just makes it really nice for staying in a conversation with someone but not feeling like you're completely shoved into a room together. I think this space is technically meant to be an office from what the house plans look like, but they love to kind of sit around and have like a little bit more cozier conversations maybe after travel and a long work day. So we decided to make this more of a lounge space for them, something that kind of had a little bit more of a swanky bougie vibe. And again, bringing in some really great photography from their travel. This is from a safari that they went on. I absolutely love the black and white version of these in the space. I think they kind of add that really unique touch to the room when the walls don't move and everything stays straight. So these were a really nice addition in here. So it just kind of has a really good masculine vibe. We used this amazing Hermes wallpaper. Just looks like books from the library. So it's just very cool and unique, and it kind of lends itself to the feel of the room. And a little cheesy, but we added some pillows that look like rings from glasses sitting on a countertop. I think it's really cute for kind of a little loungy bar area. It's a fun little secret looking little nod to the room. We were pretty much able to relocate everything from his bachelor home into this home. The only thing we kind of mixed up was the draperies, which kind of brought in a fun little graphic element, and the rug. The other rug that we had was actually a little too small for this room because the space at his other home was a little more compact. So we found this pattern that we loved. I thought it coordinated and played off of the drapery panels really well, and that looks really good. It just kind of brings the pattern all around. And then again, my favorite element, acrylic. These acrylic lamps have a really great blue colored strip on the back, so that blue kind of projects through, so it makes it look like it's a blue base, but it's really not. So I thought that was a really unique design detail. This console table was in the entry at the previous home, so it fit perfectly here in the dining room, and it makes a really nice little wow factor moment when you walk in through the front door and you can see the arrangement sitting here. And what do you do when you have really large walls and you're not sure what to do with them? You buy really large art. I have a couple of great resources that I work with where you can buy really large scale art replicas or giclées, and they will frame them for you. And so it just makes a huge impact in a room like this, and it doesn't really break the bank, and it just looks like $1 million. Acrylic really does work in so many different rooms, so many different situations. I like that you can use it and it doesn't always take up something or fill a space. It still will give you function, and that's kind of nice. Like the drapery rods, you gotta have drapery rods, but I didn't want something chunky and dark and heavy. I wanted your eye to go up without stopping at a drapery rod. I really wanted to show off the panels and the beautiful pattern and color. So although this isn't the teal and mustard like the rest of the home, it still works because we have a lot of the same tones and style and really beautiful elements like the metals and acrylics, and the actual feel of the room and the aesthetic of the room works with the house. So don't worry about having a room that may be completely different. Just make sure that they have something that relates to each other. And in this instance, I think it's the grays and the variations of blue in the art and just the really pretty modern pattern that tie the rooms together in the first floor.